Hi, what's up everyone? This is Rashdi and welcome to the first episode of CRUD Dev Talks. I'm just gonna talk straight about something I keep seeing mess-ups on APIs. Everyone builds APIs these days, right? But honestly, so many folks, even some who have been coding for a while, don't really get what an API is supposed to be. So I thought, let me just say what's on my mind and maybe clear some things up. So the first thing we're going to talk about that we have to clarify is API versus CRUD. I swear every time I see a new project, it's the same. People just make an API that's basically a fancy way to do create, read, update, delete on their database tables. Like an endpoint slash users to get users, or maybe another endpoint slash user slash colon ID to update a user, and boom, it's done. But that's not the full story here. An API is way more than that. It's a way for different parts of your system or even different systems to talk to each other. So if you just make it a direct mirror of your database, you're missing the point. I mean, think about it. You probably have business rules, right? Like maybe you don't want users to be deleted if they still have active subscriptions, or you want to log certain actions. Those things don't live in CRUD, they live in your API design. Also, people draw around the word REST like it's magic. But being RESTful is not just about using GET or POST. It's about thinking of your API's resources with meaning, using the right HTTP status codes, and keeping things stateless. If your API returns to $100 for everything or uses POST to delete stuff, you're not really RESTful. You're just being lazy, and that's fine if you know what you're doing. But it's worth knowing the difference. So here's the next thing, and this is huge. Your API is not for you. Seriously, the API we built is for whoever is going to use it, not just the one writing it. Imagine you hand over your API to another developer or team. If your endpoints are inconsistent, your responses are all over the place, and your docs are missing or outdated, they are not going to use it, or maybe it will be hard for them to use it, or let's say they are going to hate it. Like, why does slash login return a different response shape than slash me endpoint? Why do dates sometimes come as strings and other times as numbers? So here we have to keep it consistent, make it predictable. And documentations, yeah, the docs. Don't skip on docs, Swagger, Postman collections, whatever works for you. But keep them updated. An API without good docs is like a vending machine with no instructions. Nobody is going to use it right. Alright, here another thing that we need to bring it up, which is statelessness. That concept gets tricky. REST says your API should be stateless, meaning each request stands alone and has all info needed. No sessions stored on the server side. Right? That's what they mean. But why does that matter? Because it helps your API scale and makes caching easier. If one server goes down, another can pick up the request with no problem. But in real time, we bend the rules. We use GWT, JSON Web Tokens, session cookies, tokens in general, always to maintain some state. And that's okay as long as you know what you're doing, as I said before, but just don't pretend your API is purely stateless if you are keeping user session info around somewhere. And finally, this is my personal rant. Test your APIs. APIs are contracts. If you don't write tests, you are basically saying, trust me, it works, and that's risky. Write integration tests, for example. automated tests, anything to check that your endpoints actually do what they say. Because breaking your API without working, that's a nightmare for consumers. You want your API to fail fast during development, not silently break in production. So yeah, that's my take. APIs are more than just code. They are communication tools. Always remember, treat them like that. Keep them clean, consistent, documented, and tested. Think about who's using them, not just about how easy they are for you to write. If you're gonna dive deeper, check out my YouTube channel, Cadastroid, where I go into code and backend stuff. And hey, if you have some crazy API stories, good or bad, don't worry, we are all here learning. Hit me up. I would love to hear them. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon and happy coding.